Welcome to our series on navigating conflict and communicating effectively in relationships. Today, we focus on a crucial yet often misunderstood topic: toxic relationships. In this video, we'll explore the signs of toxic behavior and its impact on your mental and emotional well-being. Whether you're experiencing this firsthand or supporting someone who is, understanding toxic relationships is the first step towards healthier, more fulfilling interactions. Let's dive in and decode the signs and solutions for toxic relationships. Have you ever wondered if your relationship might do more harm than good? Do you sometimes feel drained, anxious, or constantly criticized? Recognizing a toxic relationship can be challenging, but it's crucial for your mental and emotional well-being. Stay with us as we uncover the telltale signs of toxic behavior and, most importantly, share practical solutions to help you break free and build healthier connections. By the end of this video, you'll have the tools to identify and address toxic relationships effectively. First, let's identify what we mean by toxic behavior. Toxic relationships can manifest in various forms, including emotional manipulation, constant criticism, and controlling behaviors. Here are some key signs to watch out for. 1. Constant criticism. In a toxic relationship, one partner may frequently criticize the other, undermining their self-esteem and confidence. This could be about anything from personal appearance to professional achievements. Example 1. Personal appearance.
Every morning before work, I would take the time to dress up and make myself presentable. But instead of feeling confident, I'd brace myself for John's comments. He'd say things like, "Why do you even bother wearing that? You know it doesn't suit you." Or, "You're really going to wear that to the meeting? No wonder they don't take you seriously." Over time, these comments made me doubt my choices and feel inadequate.
Example 2. Professional achievements.
At work, I put in a lot of effort to succeed. I stayed late, took on extra projects, and even got a few promotions. However, his response was dismissive whenever I shared my accomplishments with John. He'd say things like, "Anyone could have done that," or "It's not that big of a deal." His constant belittling made me question my capabilities and achievements.
Understanding John's behavior requires looking deeper. John may not fully realize the impact of his words on Sarah. He could have grown up in a critical environment and learned to see criticism as a form of motivation or normal interaction.
I thought I was helping Sarah by pointing out areas she could improve. I wanted her to be her best, and in my family, that's how we showed we cared. But I see now that it was hurtful.
Whether aware of it or not, John's behavior stems from a complex mix of learned behavior, defense mechanisms, and possibly a need to assert control. Understanding these underlying factors is crucial in addressing the toxicity.
The constant criticism wore me down. I started to believe I wasn't good enough in any aspect of my life. My self-esteem plummeted, and I felt trapped in a cycle of trying to meet John's impossible standards.
Recognizing these signs is crucial. If you identify with any of these behaviors, it's important to acknowledge them and take steps toward addressing the toxicity. Awareness is the first step in positively changing relationships and ensuring mental and emotional well-being. 2. Emotional manipulation. Emotional manipulation is another common sign of a toxic relationship. This can include tactics like gaslighting, where one partner makes the other question their reality, and other forms of manipulation that undermine the victim's sense of self. The term gaslighting originated from the 1944 psychological thriller, Gaslight, created from the 1938 play, Gaslight, where a husband manipulates his wife into believing she is going insane by subtly altering elements of their environment, such as dimming the gas lights, and then denying that any changes have occurred. This term has since become synonymous with a form of psychological abuse, where the victim is made to doubt their perception, memory, and sanity. Imagine Emma and Tom. Emma often shares concerns about their relationship, but Tom consistently dismisses them.
Whenever I raised concerns about our relationship, Tom insisted that I was overly sensitive or imagining things. He'd say things like, "You're just being paranoid," or "That never happened." One time, I noticed that some of my belongings were moved around, and when I asked Tom about it, he told me I must have misplaced them myself. Over time, I started doubting my memories and perceptions, feeling like I couldn't trust my mind. I frequently raised concerns about his constant late nights without explanation, the money that seemed to be disappearing from our accounts, and the way he interacted with certain people, which made me uncomfortable. Each time he dismissed my worries, made me feel irrational, and assured me there was nothing to worry about.
This constant denial of Emma's reality is classic gaslighting. By invalidating her feelings and experiences, Tom undermines Emma's confidence in her judgment, causing her to question her sanity and increasingly depend on him for reality checks. Emotional manipulation, like gaslighting, can leave the victim feeling isolated and confused. It's a powerful tactic that can severely damage one's self-esteem and mental health. Emma's constant second-guessing of her reality can lead to anxiety, depression, and a sense of hopelessness. 3. Controlling behavior. Another common sign is controlling behavior. This can include monitoring your movements, dictating who you can see, or making unilateral decisions without considering your input. Take the case of Alex and Christine. Christine demands to know where Alex is at all times, restricts who Alex can be friends with, and makes major life decisions, like moving to a new city without consulting Alex.
When we first started dating, I thought it was normal to always want to know where Alex was and who he was with. I felt like it showed that I cared. But over time, it became more about control than care. I would call him multiple times a day to check on him, and I even insisted he share his phone location with me at all times. I restricted him from seeing friends I didn't approve of, claiming they were a bad influence. When I decided to take a new job in a different city, I made the decision without discussing it with Alex, assuming he would follow me without question. I also secretly read Alex's emails and texts to see if he hid anything from me.
Christine's behavior highlights how controlling actions can erode trust and autonomy in a relationship. Constant monitoring and restricting a partner's social interactions create an environment of fear and dependency. Secretly reading Alex's emails and texts is a significant breach of privacy and trust, further intensifying the toxic dynamic. These behaviors can leave the controlled partner feeling isolated, undervalued, and trapped. Alex's experience is a stark reminder of the importance of mutual respect and communication in making decisions that impact both partners.
At first, I thought Christine's constant check-ins were just her way of showing she cared. But gradually, I realized it was about control. I felt suffocated, like I had no freedom. It was the breaking point when she decided to move cities without asking how I felt. I felt my opinions and desires didn't matter in our relationship. It took a toll on my mental health, making me feel trapped and powerless. Discovering that Christine was secretly reading my emails and texts was the last straw. I felt completely violated and knew I had to regain control of my life.
Christine's controlling behavior, rooted in past trauma and fear, underscores the complexity of toxic relationships. Recognizing these underlying issues is important to address and resolve them effectively. Mutual respect, open communication, and understanding are key to overcoming such challenges and building healthier relationships. 3. Lack of support. In a healthy relationship, partners support each other's goals and dreams. In a toxic relationship, one partner may belittle or sabotage the other's efforts to improve themselves. For example, Lisa has been pursuing a new hobby and developing her skills. Still, her partner, Mark, constantly mocks her interests and discourages her from continuing, making her feel unsupported and alone. Whenever Lisa talks about her achievements or excitement for her new hobby, Mark dismisses her enthusiasm, saying things like, "Why are you wasting your time on that?" Or, "You'll never be good at it, so why bother?" These belittling comments erode Lisa's confidence and passion, making her question her abilities and worth. Mark's lack of support doesn't stop at verbal discouragement. He often schedules conflicting activities during Lisa's hobby time, making it difficult for her to participate. For instance, if Lisa has a class or a workshop, Mark might plan a last-minute outing or demand her attention at home, forcing her to choose between her interests and maintaining peace in their relationship. This behavior isolates and traps Lisa, continuously thwarting her efforts to grow and find joy outside the relationship.
Whenever I tried to share my excitement about my new hobby, Mark would roll his eyes or make a snide remark. It got to the point where I stopped talking about it altogether. When he started planning things that conflicted with my classes, I felt like he was doing it on purpose. I began to feel guilty for wanting to do something for myself.
Recognizing these signs is crucial. If you identify with any of these behaviors, it's important to acknowledge them and take steps toward addressing the toxicity. Awareness is the first step in positively changing relationships and ensuring mental and emotional well-being. Start by having an honest conversation with your partner about how their actions impact you. If the behavior persists, seeking support from friends, family, or a therapist can provide guidance and strength to make the necessary changes for your happiness and growth. Toxic relationships don't just affect your day-to-day happiness. They can severely impact your mental and emotional well-being. People in toxic relationships often experience anxiety, depression, and a decreased sense of self-worth. The constant stress and emotional turmoil can lead to physical health issues as well, such as insomnia, headaches, and a weakened immune system. For example, imagine feeling a tight knot in your stomach every time you receive a text message from your partner, dreading what might be said next. Or consider waking up in the middle of the night, your mind racing with self-doubt and fear of another argument.
When I was in a toxic relationship, I felt constantly drained. Every day was a struggle to keep up with my partner's demands and criticisms. I would wake up feeling defeated, knowing that nothing I did would be good enough. My partner would belittle my efforts at work and at home, which made me second-guess every decision. I started isolating myself from friends and family because I felt ashamed and didn't want them to see how bad things had become. The constant criticism and control wore me down, leading to severe anxiety. I started having panic attacks, something I had never experienced before. I couldn't sleep because my mind was always racing with worry, and when I did manage to fall asleep, I often panicked, thinking about all the ways I might have failed that day.
Jane's experience is, unfortunately, all too common. Understanding the profound impact of toxic relationships on mental health is essential for taking the next steps toward healing. It's not just about emotional distress. It's about recognizing how deeply these toxic dynamics can infiltrate every aspect of your well-being. When you're in such a relationship, your body is in a constant state of stress, which can weaken your immune system, making you more susceptible to illnesses. The mental toll is equally devastating, often leading to a persistent state of fear, self-doubt, and hopelessness. Decoding toxic relationships involves recognizing harmful behaviors, understanding their impact on your well-being, and taking proactive steps to address them. Remember, you deserve to be in a relationship that uplifts and supports you, not one that drags you down. Thank you for joining us in this important discussion. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with others who might benefit from it. And be sure to tune in to part 2 of this video, Overcoming Toxic Relationships, Strategies and Solutions. We'll discuss the practical solutions to address and overcome toxic relationships. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you won't miss any of our upcoming videos. We invite you to share your experiences and thoughts in the comments below. Your stories could be a source of support and inspiration for others facing similar challenges. Remember, caring for your mental and emotional health is crucial to a happier and more fulfilling life. Until next time, keep striving for healthier relationships and greater self-awareness. Goodbye for now.